3. Welcome back to Better Running for Beginners. This is part 4, and from this part we're going to concentrate on the running techniques for the 5k and the 3k. With the 5k, your first kilometre is going to be your warm-up. You'll do that from where you start, and when you get to about 1 kilometre you should start feeling as if you're starting to warm up. At that point I want you to run steadily, just slightly faster than what you would usually do for your slow pace. Do that till the 4th k, and you're going to feel that it's imbalanced at first for a number of weeks, but you'll work out that you can go a little bit quicker and maintain it for the 3 kilometres. When you get to your 4th k, slow down slower than what you would do usually for the last 3 weeks in part 3. When we do now we'll move on to the 3k. Now the 3k, the first 2 kilometres are going to be done at the same pace, and then it's going to trickle off like you're doing for the last kilometre in the 5th k and the 5k. But the difference is, instead of using a warm-up for the first kilometre, you're going to do your warm-up prior to starting your running. So if you're doing it from home, run up and down your driveway until you feel as if you're starting to warm up. Once you get to that point, do a few stretches, and they might be going like this, and you'll feel the tension down in your leg. Just push against the wall, and the other way too. And all those other little exercises that you were taught in PE, just take them casually. Don't try to push too much with them. Just take them to a limit where you feel there's a bit of a strain, and then back off. Run around your driveway, and you'll probably find you'll do around about 5 to 8 minutes of that. So then you go from your first k, and you want to aim for about 20 seconds faster than you usually do for that first k, and then you want to continue it on to the 2nd k. Now these 2 kilometres compared to the kilometre from your first to your 4th, they will be a 20 or 30 seconds difference. So this speed will be 20 to 30 seconds greater than what this one will be. So that's the dynamics of the 2 runs. One is a long, slow run. One is a short but quicker. Now we'll move on to onto our daily. Now in part 4, we're still going to be running 6 days out of the 7, and we're still going to have the 7th day off to do whatever you want to do. Anything but running. Just go away, work in the garden, go to a cafe, go to a fit feeder. Anything that isn't physical is what your running would be. You want to have that day off so you can recover enough, so when you start back on day 1, you feel like you want to do it, and you don't want to have a break because you've had too many days in a row already. So on the first day we're going to do the 5k. Remember, this is a long but slower run. There you go, it's your slow rate, but you go slightly faster when you get to your warmed up period, and when you get to the 4th k you slow down and recover. On day 2 it's the 3k, and that's the one where you'll be warming up in your driveway. If you're doing it from your home, and you go out for those first 2Ks, you get them quicker than what you would have been doing in the 5K. Aim to do 20 seconds quicker per kilometre for the first two, and then from 2 to the end, third, is just a cool down. 3 is going to be a hill run, and instead of doing 350 to 500 metres up the hill, aim to do a kilometre. And instead of walking down, I want you to gently jog back down the hill. When you get to the base of the hill, run the 200 to 300 metres and sprint, and then turn around and gradually come back to that hill. You want to do this hill run about 3 or 4 times if you can. If you can't manage 3 to 4, at least do 2. This is the building phase for the other runs on the flat. This is the run that will make the difference. Day 4 is back to doing the 5K, and if you're doing a 5 kilometre circuit, get to know where that kilometre mark is for each kilometre, so we know where your warm-up period will be to, and where your first, 2nd K, 3rd K and 4th K is. You will find that you will probably start to fade out between 3 and 4. That's just natural when you first begin, because you're not used to a balanced timing yet. But with an improvement in your 3K run, your 5K run will become better, because you'll feel as if it's not as stressful to go 20 to 30 seconds slower per kilometre. Day 5 is again the 3K, and this is one warm up as you do in your driveway or wherever you do it, and aim to get that between the 1st and the 2nd K better. Aim to get them to exactly pretty much the same, within 10 to 15 seconds of each other, and try to get them equal. You also want to be making sure you're looking forward throughout all of these runs, but look forward. Have your arms at your side, not going across your body. That will cause injuries to your knees and your hips, because you'll be twisting yourself the whole time when you're doing it. Get your arms at your side, everything will be following forward, as I demonstrated in part 3 and part 2. Day 6 is back to the 5K. Now this one, you'll warm up, and this one you can do at whatever speed you feel like you can do it at. Okay, so if you do actually feel like after you've done the 3K that you've got a little bit more energy, use this day as the one where you go a little bit quicker. If you find you start fading out, just back off a little bit, then try and go back up to what you had. This is sort of like fartlek training that they used to do back in the 30s, 40s. This will be a good one. You'll feel the improvement when you're doing this one, especially the day after you've done your 3K. Now we're going to do this for 6 weeks, and at the end of the 6 weeks, weeks 7 to 10, I want you to change the 5th day from a 3K to another hill run. At the end of 10 weeks, part 5 of better running for beginners is we're going to go from distance training to time training, and time training will be what you will feel that you are able to go out and do 20 to 45 minutes. So that's what we will be training at. We will be training between 25 and 40 minutes, and it will be at a pace that's good for yourself. The hill run will get more specific, and it will be designed so you won't get the injuries quite the same. And after you've mastered the techniques of hill bounding, which improves the legs, not just for stamina, for speed and pace, but it gives the tendons strength, so that if you do have an injury, it becomes a niggle and it doesn't become something that was going to put you off and make you stop. You'll be able to feel it and you'll be saying, yes, I need to back off a little bit, but keep a style. Style is what improves running. It makes it actually feel as if it's accomplishable. So at the end of this 10-week period, I'll have part 5 out, and by this stage you will be probably feeling like you want to go out and run something, like an event, like 5k or fun runs. They're usually around about 10 to 12, even 13 kilometres. And if you're looking on the internet, book something in for around about just 4 or 5 weeks after you've accomplished this first 10 weeks. It's important at the moment to understand that this is training and not racing. People start to get fit and then they start racing themselves, and since they haven't had a base developed, they start getting injuries and they start feeling like they're breaking down all the time, and that's exactly what's happening because they've got all this new stamina there, but they haven't got the, you might say, you haven't got the familiarity of strains coming on and able to recognise when you should give your body a bit of a break. And I don't mean by stopping running, I mean by slowing your pace down. And sometimes having a break means just running uphill so you don't get the jarring. Of course, if you do 10 weeks of what I've got designed here, you should start to feel a steady flow through yourself and feel as if you're getting a lot stronger in the legs, the knees, and especially mentally you will be feeling as if you can accomplish this. So at the end of this 10-week period, part 5 will be out, and hopefully you found something that you wanted to attend to, an event, and you're starting to enjoy what you're doing because you're seeing the success. Be back in 10 weeks. Enjoy your running.